Hi guys, I'm here to do the book cake tag, and I will link the creators below. I was actually tagged by Jamie from GOODREADS, so if you missed her video, she did it months and months ago. I'm a little late. If you missed it though, I will link her video below so you can watch it. But this just seemed really fun, and it just seemed like a fun tag to do. So you're basically just picking books that are like your ingredients to bake your cake. So the first question is Flower, a book that was really slow to start but picked up as it went along. And the first one I have is The Host by Stephanie Meyer, and this book is pretty big. I mean, it's not too small. And the beginning, for whatever reason, is pretty slow. I mean, Stephanie Meyer has to set the story, and it does take a little while before the action kicks in, and the amazingness, and the romance, and everything that's so perfect about this book. I mean, it's a good, I'm not going to say a third of the book, but it's almost. So every friend that I lend this out to, I always tell them, just stick with it. It gets so good. This is one of my favorite books ever. And so you just have to stick with it, and then it's so worthwhile. The next one is Margarine, a book that has a really rich and great plot. I chose two series for this, and they're obviously both amazing to me. The first one is an adult series, and that is the Lord of the Rings trilogy by J.R.R. Tolkien. And yeah, so these are so amazing for so many different reasons, and I love the movies as well. They're just fantastic. Fantastic books. If you haven't read them yet, definitely give them a shot if you like fantasy. But if you're more of a fan of YA, Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas, the plot in both of these series is just phenomenal. Two of my favorite series ever. So good. Has everything I love in a series. It's so perfect. The next one is Eggs, a book that you thought was going to be bad, but turned out to be quite enjoyable actually. And I chose Obsidian by Jennifer L. Armentrout, and I have the bind up. This is actually Obsidian and Onyx. First off, the original cover that I saw, not this one, I thought was so terrible. And so I already had kind of a bad feeling about it. I know you shouldn't judge, but come on, we all do it sometimes. And so I kind of judged it from that. I didn't think it'd be very good. Then I heard people say that it was basically just like a knockoff of the Twilight series, so that didn't really sit well with me, especially considering I love the Twilight series, and I am not a fan of, well, anyone I feel like that is just copying someone else's ideas. That's not good, obviously, but especially one of my favorite series. So I was already kind of going into it, not thinking it was going to be very good. I wasn't even sure why I really read it. And then I ended up actually liking it. And I try not to like it, but I ended up really liking it. And since then, I think I read this back in December or something. Since then, I've actually reread it again just a week ago. And I loved it. I actually gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. The second time. The first time I just gave it 4. But the second time I wasn't so upset about oh, well, I heard that this is just a knockoff of Twilight and blah, blah, blah. I wasn't so defensive. I didn't have that mindset. I just started reading it, and I just loved it, and it was just perfect. And so I really recommend this series. It's just a fun series. I'm currently reading Origin, which is book 4, so I definitely recommend it. It's really fun. The next one is Sugar, a sugary sweet book, and I grabbed 3 that are all by the same author, and that is Anne and the French Kiss, Lola and the Boy Next Door, and Isla and the Happily Ever After, all by Stephanie Perkins. These books are just what I think of when I think of sweet books. When I think of that, I think of books that make you smile and just giggle and just that are really cute, and that's how these books are. I love them so much. All are 5 stars. They're perfect. Isla is coming out here in August, and so it's not very far away, but you guys can read the first 5 chapters, so if you want to do that, I'll put the link below, but it's just so perfect, and I love this, all 3 of these. I mean, they go together, but I guess technically you don't have to read them in order, a series. I would recommend you do, though, read Anna, then Lola, and then Isla, because they all come together and it's perfect. So yeah, I would recommend reading them in order. They're perfect, and they're just so sweet. You can read them in a sitting or 2, and they just put a smile on your face and just brighten your day. The next one is Icing, a book covering every element you love, and I chose the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas. I mean, this book has everything. I mean, there's pretty dresses, there's action and fights to the death, there's mystery, there's, you know, romance, there's puppies, there's books. I love it when the main character is a reader. It's so perfect. There's dances, and there's magic, which is like one of my favorite things in books. There's magic, there's fae, warriors and people. It's just perfect. It's so perfect. It's just, everything is wonderful, and I love this series so much. I think there's gonna be at least 6 books. I've read half of it so far, and so far it's one of my new favorite YA fantasy series. So I highly recommend this, and you're gonna keep hearing me say that because it's the best. Sprinkles, a book series you can turn to for a little pick-me-up when you're feeling down. And I understand that a lot of people are going to choose this, but it doesn't mean that, you know, I had to change my answer. And that's the Harry Potter series by J.K. Rowling. And I like this because I feel like if I'm feeling really down, I maybe just want to escape for a few minutes and just read something that's fantastic and full of magic and perfect. And this holds a really, like, dear place in my heart, and it's not just a book to me, and it's just so perfect, and it can get me out of just about any type of bad mood. And I've done this on many occasions where I've just picked it up and just started reading it, and I'm actually rereading the series for I don't know how many times. I didn't keep track, and I wish now I would have, because that'd been fun to know. But I'm currently rereading the 6th book, and so I'm almost finished rereading the series yet again, and it really does put me in a really good mood. And sometimes I like to read a chapter or 2 before I fall asleep, and it's amazing, and it's honestly really helped me. Like, really, it's a lot of times in my life. You know, some people think that's corny, but some of you understand, and Harry really has helped me. The next one is Cherry on Top, my favorite book of the year so far. So I instantly know what book I want to say. I'm just going to be honest. It's Heir of Fire by Sarah J. Maas. But I understand you guys are probably tired of me just talking about that series, so I'm going to pick another one. But that book is seriously the best. It's so good. It's just, I was like wanting to scream the whole time I was reading it. Yes, I know that's a little dramatic, but it was like 8 out of 5 stars. It was perfect. But I chose the second one. This isn't fantasy. It is contemporary. It's Since You've Been Gone by Morgan Matson, and I just really love this. I love that it was kind of bigger because I like big books. And it's a contemporary, like I said. It's a perfect summery read. I mean, you could read it anytime, but it's perfect for summer. I love that it's so focused on character development, and I love the main characters. I love all the friendship and just the fun, daring stuff. I love the romance, which I like, you know, I need that in every book almost. It's like my favorite thing. But I just loved everything. I love the music, the playlist in this were perfect, the family stuff. It was so good. I loved it so much. 5 out of 5 stars. And if I don't get to reread it before, then I want to reread it next summer, and then the next summer, and then the next summer, because it's so perfect. I definitely recommend it, and it's just a great friendship book. And that is it. So I'm going to tag some people. If you've already done this, just disregard this. I'm sorry. But I want to tag Blonde Book Bee. I want to tag Dylan Books. I want to tag Elizzy Books. I want to tag Joel Books, Kimberly Reads, and Perpetual Page Turner. That's hard for me to say. Perpetual Page Turner. I got it. Yeah, so all of you should do this tag if you want to. If not, it's okay. Also, if you want to do this tag, do it. Do it, and it'll be great. That's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this tag, and let me know if you've read any of these books that I talked about, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!